Yo, what's good? What it was Hannah? What it's looking like? Hold up.
Line San Francisco. And yes, this is happening this very year. A prominent California medical school has apologized for conducting dozens of unethical medical experiments on at least 2,600 incarcerated men in the 1960s and 70s, including putting pesticides and herbicides on the men's skin and injecting it into their veins. Two dermatologists at UC San Francisco, one of whom remains at the university, conducted the experiments on men at the California Medical Facility in Vacaville. It's a prison hospital northeast of San Francisco. The practice was halted in 1977, so it's not really happening now. They're just apologizing for it now. The university's Program for Historical Reconciliation issued a report about the experiments earlier this month, writing the doctors engaged in, quote, questionable informed consent practices, unquote, performed procedures on men who did not have any of the diseases or conditions that the research aimed to treat. This all came to light in the San Francisco Chronicle this week. UCSF apologizes for its explicit role in the harm caused to the subjects, their families, and our community by facilitating this research, and acknowledges the institution's implicit role in perpetuating unethical treatment of vulnerable and underserved populations, regardless of the legal or perceptual standards of the time. That's according to Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost Dan Lowenstein. Reports that further analysis is needed to determine the extent of harms caused to the prisoners as a result of the experiments, and what the university should do in response. I think hire a new athletic director. But that's just me. Dan?
An American medical institution conducting experiments on prisoners? Nah, get out of here, man. Injecting pesticides into people's veins as part of this experiment? The government would never sanction such activities. That's almost like saying the FDA would allow toxic chemicals to be used in the production of some of our foods. Rubbish. Pure rubbish. Uh,
Government needs to do a better job of protecting our critical infrastructure against cyber attacks. It points to security concerns with threats targeting everything from our financial systems to our power supply. Washington correspondent Samantha Manning joins us live from D.C. this Monday. And Sam, the report says this is a threat the government has been warned about for years.
Yeah, Michelle, this new report points out the watchdog agency made more than 330 recommendations since 2010 to the federal government to improve cybersecurity protections. But more than a decade later, the government still hasn't followed more than half of those recommended security changes as of last month. From our transportation systems to our energy grids, our federal systems rely on technology to operate. And those IT systems are growing more and more vulnerable to cyber attacks. Now, a new report from the U.S. Government Accountability Office is revealing security gaps that it says the government must urgently address. It says the federal government still lacks a comprehensive strategy and effective oversight, despite calls for years to put this in place. The report says without that, there is no clear roadmap for overcoming the cyber challenges facing our nation.
Attacks like these could cause serious harm to people, our environment, national security, and most importantly, our economy.
The report also points to concerns with the cybersecurity workforce shortage, and it says federal agencies need to do a better job of securing internet-connected devices.
Phones, connected refrigerators, televisions, apps that you have on your phone. And what we've been asking the federal government to do is come up with a comprehensive plan as to how to attack the security of those devices.
And the report says the government is continuing to work on making these recommended changes for all federal agencies.
We have possible
We're live in
hostile
Washington,
activity.
D.C. Samantha Manning, Untitled.
All right, thank you, Sam.
Man, they're making this shit too easy. And I got it on extremely hard. Alright. But yeah. They're basically warning us in advance. So when the shit actually do hit, you can't say you was uninformed. In the event shit go left, last thing you want to do is have all your money in a bank. See what happened in Greece a while back when shit collapsed over there. Couldn't even withdraw their own money.
All good here. I think we're clear.
Food for thought.
Who have endured the COVID-19 pandemic understand this nuisance. This time, seals in Peru are being tested for bird flu or H5N1, which is spreading through the region and taking with it hundreds of sea lions.
It initially started with pelicans last year. Now it's affecting these marine mammals.
Adicionalmente, hemos registrado también.
We have recorded since mid-January the unusual deaths of many sea lions. So far, we have about 716 dead in 7 protected areas.
Peru recorded its first cases of the highly infectious virus in November, and since then the government says it's killed 63,000 birds. But globally, since 2021, the World Organization for Animal Health says more than 200 million birds have been killed or culled to contain the virus. It's seeing the worst ever outbreak. Health experts say outbreaks usually begin in autumn and fade by spring, but reports are becoming more frequent. They blame rising cases on global temperatures, forcing birds to alter migration patterns. changes in farming methods, and increased movement between countries of animals and humans. To keep it contained, surveillance and isolation are important, but more needs to be done to build up vaccine stocks. And although the risk to humans is low, it remains a public health concern.
Sabemos de que este virus de influenza aviar.
We know this bird flu virus is highly pathogenic on birds, but it can also infect mammals. If I'm not wrong, there was a case in Ecuador where a child got infected, and now sea lions are getting infected. It's likely more people will.
More cases are popping up across South America. For now in Peru, sea lions are being carefully buried to contain the spread. Laura Khan, Al Jazeera.
Threats imminent. We need...
Check your rounds. Make sure you got a full load.
Anyway, pay attention. Close attention.
Heads up, boys. I think someone's out here.
Don't be fearful, but don't be foolish either. Do whatever's required to strengthen mind, body, and spirit. Be measured in step and strategic in action. Make note of your weaknesses and strive every day to overcome and eliminate these weaknesses. It's not a game out here. And you don't want to come to this realization at the last second. Because by then,